Republican Congressman Michael McCaul. Congressman, thank you so much for being with us here on KVUE News at 4.
Thank you.
Well, first, let's get your take on the president's first 100 days in office for his second term. How did he do?
Well, I think my point would be what's going to happen in the next 100 days, and that is reconciliation. This week on Homeland Security Committee that I and the chairman emeritus, we marked up a huge border security bill, $80 billion, that will be reinforcing security at our southern border. We have Armed Services Committee, a Department of Defense bill that will bring $150 billion to our much needed Defense Department to protect us from the threats around the world. We'll see energy increase in production and an extension now of the Trump tax cuts, which I believe when this passes, you will see the numbers start to change dramatically, not only the stock market, but the GDP numbers that you were referring to.
This bill is what the president calls the big, beautiful bill. Can you specifically tell us what Texans can look forward to in this bill?
Well, I think Texas is an energy state. I think we're going to take the restrictions off producing American energy. We're going to be investing also, not just oil and gas, but nuclear, small modular reactors, natural gas. We can also enjoy a more secure southern border. I would say if I viewed anything in the first 100 days as successful, it would be that border crossings have decreased by 96%. Deterrence, and I've known this from my careers, it works. We had 14,000 criminal aliens deported in the first 50 days. And so you're not seeing this wave of aggravated felons and criminal aliens, and hopefully fentanyl is coming in. The border bill that I marked up yesterday will reinforce that tremendously so we can make Texas a safer place to live. And in technology, I think you're going to see a boom in technology as well.
You know, this bill includes money to finish a border wall. How much more money will it take to finish this wall?
It will be $46 billion for the completion of the border wall. But there's also a lot of money that goes into technology, aviation assets, equipment that can detect fentanyls, for instance, coming across the border. There's some really amazing advanced technology out there. But we're also hiring thousands of new Border Patrol agents and Customs and Border Patrol agents to really help secure this border that, quite honestly, Jenny, the state of Texas, and I talked to Governor Abbott just yesterday, has borne the cost of this, has borne the burden of a wide open border. We're not going to have that anymore. And I hope we can get some money back to Texas for all the expenses they had to bear, the costs that the governor had to go through to secure Texans.
Now, that's a good point. Now, Governor Abbott has called on Congress to reimburse Texas for what the state has spent at the border. What is that, $11 billion? What have you done to help Texas get that money back?
We're working intensely on this. I hope that when the bill comes to the floor, I'm working with my leadership, the Speaker, and the White House to make sure that Texas gets the money it deserves. And, I really do credit this governor. I think he showed tremendous courage, and I don't think the American people understood the problem, and people may disagree with the policy, but when he did bus the illegals that came in to other states, that have never seen this problem before, to have to experience it firsthand, you really saw the mood in the country change, and especially politically. I think this was the #1 issue in the last presidential election.
Congressman, before we go, I have to ask you about tariffs. Do you think they're having the desired effect, and what about the impact on American taxpayers?
Well, I think that look, we don't have fair trade with a lot of countries. I was glad to see the president put a pause on them. I do think there was some short-term harm. Everybody's got a 401k, the stock market. Mm-hmm. It's got to be done strategically with a scalpel, not a sledgehammer. And negotiating with countries to get a fair trade is great. Or, so let's say, tariffing our foreign adversaries like China. But not just 35 countries in the world, most of them are allies. You could see the adverse impact that was having, and I'm glad the president changed course on that.
Congressman Michael McCaul, we appreciate your time. That is our time for now. Have a good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you.